Hello, I'm Joe Walensky from WritersUA, meeting with the speakers who will be at our Palm Springs event coming up in March. And today I'm speaking with Dan Brown. Hello, Dan.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
All right, where are you speaking to us from?
I'm here on the Microsoft campus in Redmond, Washington.
All right, well, if you're not familiar with Dan, he is a senior content developer at Microsoft in the Office division, and he creates content to help IT pros deploy Office and Office 365. So, your topic at the conference is developing a new voice for Microsoft content. So, why don't you give us a little preview of that, Dan?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. This talk is going to be about providing some insights into a project that I've been working on for the last 18 months here in our division, where, as you can imagine, we get a lot of customer feedback about our content, both kind of verbatim contents about what they like and they don't like about our content, as well as we get data about how are using our content. And we've kind of taken a look at that and kind of distilled it down to figure out kind of what people will really want from our content. And certainly one of the kind of big pieces of feedback they want is we want you to get to the point, give us the kind of information we need because we're trying to solve a problem, we're trying to fix something, and please do it in plain English. So we've kind of put together this project over the last 18 months, which we call the Voice Initiative, where we've tried to develop guidelines and principles to help our content developers write content that people are asking for in terms of helping them determine exactly what the customers want out of the content and doing it in kind of a voice that is more easy for customers to read and understand. It started with kind of end user content, but we've also extended it out to the IT pro audience and the developer audience, which a lot of people think, oh, IT pros, developers, they want jargon-filled, deep, long technical articles, and that's really not true. So what I'll be talking about is a little bit about the background of how we came about with this project and the kind of the data we use. I'll be talking about kind of the 5 key principles of voice. For instance, one of the principles is use everyday words. So we'll talk a little bit about what exactly that means. And then the other kind of key thing I want to talk about is, you know, we can have these principles, we can write them down, we can put them up on a website somewhere, we can hand them out in kind of a laminated sheet for people. But if you're going to be trying to kind of change an organization of, we have probably over 100 content developers, you just can't hand them a style sheet and say, here, have at it. This is the new way to do things. So part of what I want to talk about is how we actually manage that change and how we, over the course of that 18 months, kind of trained up and rolled out this to the organization. One of the things I'll be showing along with kind of these key principles is I'll be showing some of the before and after examples of kind of what our content looked previously and what it looks like after we've voiced it. So I'm hoping people will be interested in it. Last year I was here in Seattle at the WritersUA conference, and there was a woman from eBay who was talking about some very similar kind of things that they were doing at eBay with some of their content. So I think it's kind of a nice progression to kind of come and talk about here's kind of something similar we're doing at Microsoft.
You touched on it a little bit briefly, but one of the things that I was going to ask about was whether the voice initiative, your best practices and things was kind of governed or set forth by one or a few people, or whether it ends up being a more fluid, collaborative thing among all the different writers.
It's very fluid and collaborative, and actually, it's one of the things we've used is kind of a buddy system. So I was part of kind of the early adopter wave, and from then that point onwards, I and some of my peer colleagues, we actually did the training. We also did kind of a buddy system, so we kind of walked people through and helped them actually voice some of their content and gave them peer feedback. So it wasn't just kind of one person or it wasn't just management standing up there and saying, you will now do this. The other thing is, I'll be specifically talking about the Office organization because that's part of where I'm at. But the Voice Initiative is actually kind of going throughout Microsoft, and you'll see it in other places like Xbox and some other parts of Microsoft. So it's just not, oh, it's just this one little part of Microsoft that's doing this. So it's something people will be seeing more and more in Microsoft content over the coming years.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of great discussions at the conference related to this. So I'll see you in a couple of months.
Look forward to it, Joe.
All right,
Thanks.
goodbye.
Bye.